Communiqué du Conseil des ministres du vendredi 16 septembre 2011.
On in that election and how it was rigged. Ouattara tried to deny the involvement in a mass slaughter that took place just a couple of days ago. That was in a town called Duquay. Duquay was in a town in the southern part of an area that was very strongly in favor of President Gbagbo. And somewhere between 300 and 1,000 people in that western town of Duquay were slaughtered, were with guns and with machetes. And Mr. Ouattara and his people tried to deny their involvement in the mass slaughter, but the forces took place in the town days earlier, and the Gbagbo forces were not even near the town. They had left the town a week before this happened. And so, don't believe me, but The Guardian, which is a British newspaper, reported just last night, they said, and I'm going to quote now from the newspaper, it said, the UN mission said traditional hunters known as Dozos fought alongside Ouattara's forces and took part in killing 330 people in the western town of Duquay. The International Committee for the Red Cross said at least 800 people were killed in the violence, and I'm still quoting from the newspaper, last week. What we don't know is that 800 plus the 330, so roughly it's 1,000. Guillaume Haifa, who's the deputy head of the Human Rights Division of the United Nations mission in Ivory Coast, blamed 220 of the deaths on the pro-Ouattara forces. The full article goes into a lot of detail. Also, the British Broadcasting BBC reporter at Duquay wrote in the last 24 hours that I spot 4 pigs eating something dark in a charred courtyard standing by a newly dug mass grave. A UN soldier from Morocco is choking with rage and grief. I ask him if any of the dead are children. He nods and begins to sob quietly into his face mask. I repeat, the massacre was not caused by the Gbagbo forces, but by the Ouattara forces who had taken over the town. President Gbagbo has called for a ceasefire repeatedly. I repeat that. He's called for a ceasefire, but the Ouattara forces have rejected it. Why? This massacre could have been avoided if the Ouattara had accepted mediation through the African Union. On March the 27th, the African Union sent former Cape Verde Foreign Minister Jose Brito to mediate between Ouattara and Gbagbo. Gbagbo accepted mediation, Ouattara did not. I've been following the events closely in Cote d'Ivoire since last fall and have spoken with various African dignitaries. I'm convinced that there is a serious question as to whether Ouattara is the legitimately elected president of Cote d'Ivoire. I've received substantial evidence of massive voter fraud in the rebel-held north of Cote d'Ivoire. That's the area from which Ouattara comes. And I've sent the evidence to the Secretary of Clinton on 2 occasions spanning the last few months. One of them is where we actually have the evidence of the number of votes that were stolen. In one letter, I pointed out, this is the last letter, which I'll make a part of this record, to the evidence which shows that Ouattara received 94,873 votes that were listed on a tally sheet for one of the 5 regions in the rebel-held north, times this by 4, and it comes to very close to the margin of victory from that allegedly President Gbagbo lost. That's 400,000 votes. So if indeed a similar amount of voter fraud exists in these 4 regions, Gbagbo is the actual winner of the November 28th presidential election. But if that's too complicated, look at it this way. In those 5 regions, they don't call them precincts up there. Well, some of the small ones they call precincts, so it's a little confusing. But in the first letter that I sent in, I commented that Gbagbo, during what we would call the primary, had won thousands of votes in each one of those 5 precincts up north. However, in the primary runoff, he got 0. And I suggest to you, Mr. President, that is a statistical impossibility. You can't get zero, particularly after you've already had thousands of votes. Now, my letter to Secretary Clinton, I called for the United States to support new elections there, but thus far these efforts have received an inadequate response. Based on the news that Ouattara has murdered some 1,000 people in Duqay, I hope that the U.S. will reconsider its position and call for a new election. This Wednesday, April 6th, will mark the 17th anniversary of the 1994 Rwanda genocide. I went back for the anniversary of that genocide. I've been there many times before. We know that the UN Secretary General Kofi Annan and others knew the extent of this violence early on but did nothing to do it. Well, now we know there could be another genocide occurring, and we do know in advance. And that's why the United States is going to have to call for an immediate ceasefire to prevent Ouattara and his rebel army from committing a mass slaughter of the Ivorians, especially the many youth with sticks and baseball bats who are protecting President Gbagbo at the present time around the presidential palace. You've got to get this mental picture. You got these kids, young kids, who are marching around. They don't have any weapons. They're carrying baseball bats and 2x4s. And I've also been told that within the last half hour, that the United Nations helicopters, UN peacekeeping helicopters, are firing on Gbagbo's military camp, causing massive explosions. Now, there could be some confusion on this, because two of the articles that came out in the last half hour, one of them was talking about the French, who are kind of behind in supporting, of course, Ouattara, that they are involved in this. The other says the UN. I'm not sure. One of the two is. Lastly, I've sent a letter to Senate Foreign Relations Committee Chairman John Kerry. And by the way, I talked to him personally about this. He is very concerned about it. I've requested that he convene a hearing as soon as possible into the atrocities committed by forces loyal to the rebel leader Ouattara, as well as into what I believe were flawed elections that gave legitimacy to his claim of the presidency. So I do ask unanimous consent that now, at the conclusion of these remarks, placed in the record immediately following my comments, would be the two letters sent to Secretary Clinton, along with a letter sent to Senator Kerry, and with the calculation of the miscalculation of the election that I honestly, in my heart, believe was stolen. This is what we're asking to be put in the record. This is the tabulations of the precincts, and you add up the precincts.